past years. Our CHS field. Great facility.
Hey, yeah, call the cop back and have them step down to the front door. Copy, take it on there. 2016.
To kind of show you, turn around here a little bit. When the light rail ends its tour, they pull into these doors here at the end, down here on Broadway, and 4th, and that's where they service the trains, clean them up, service them at the end of their shift. And I think there's something similar on the other end. We got dog patrol tonight or what?
Oh,
yeah. What? That's good. You guys just getting out walking or what?
Oh yeah, this is where we live.
No, it is. It's beautiful.
I know. This is Charlie Chance.
Charlie and Chance? And are those pit bulls or what?
Got to get them out of the city though, man. We need a fenced yard soon.
Yeah.
Soon. That's around 4 walks a day in the dog park.
You thinking of moving or what?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got a dog, Rocco. He's a combination poodle and Burmese mountain dog.
So you have a little bit of a...
He was supposed. My wife told me that he was only going to be when we got him. He was only going to be a small version. You know, like
How much you weigh?
he's 70 now. It was only
Okay.
supposed to be 25 to
At least
30.
you got a fenced yard, so you can run him around.
I don't have a fenced yard.
You don't? Where do you live?
Well, but we're in the northern suburbs. But the point is, my wife is really good at taking him for walks.
2165, copy of 96 and
That's it.
Arlington Way.
Hey, you guys have a good night. Thanks for visiting. Yeah, we got a great dog. If actually you can see the dog on my profile picture with our son. Both the dog and our son are a year older than that picture. But Rocco is a beautiful dog. Thankfully, he's also calm. And loves attention. Take a look at him if you get a chance on our page. But my wife is the most awesome dog lover that there is. And my son and I take good care of him too, but he's totally partial to her. Follows her around like, I don't know how to describe it. Whenever she goes to the car, he's bolting to the car before she gets there. Well, I'm disappointed that I haven't.
Avenue for an assault. Please get information. Somebody's assaulting the requesting medic.
951 Prosperity and assault.
Third car that can start for 951 Prosperity.
Got a couple. We're going to head over there to the east side on that assault call. But I got a question here about Shot Spotter. We do not have Shot Spotter. It'd be a huge help. I mentioned this the other night when you were with me and you heard those shots outside the window.
315.
Shot Spotter would be able to identify the caliber, the direction, if it was moving away or not. And it can eliminate fireworks. Shot Spotter knows the sound profile of every round and every firework, so it can eliminate what it is not as well. Be a great tool. The other thing, we spend way too much time trying to figure out where the shots where the shots are actually coming from. Slows us down. I mean, we had a murder last year that, you know, actually this victim was laying in the street for a long period of time because cops didn't know where the shooting actually took place. And it was found by someone else walking in the street. So yeah, ShotSpotter be a great tool, but we don't have it. You know, they're asking me, someone's asking me about funny stories from dispatchers. You know, things have changed over the years. It used to be a little funnier because
Motor domestic that East is responding to at Larpenteur in Edgemont. The female stated that she was assaulted by male and he threw her phone out the vehicle. He was asking for help. Black male was driving and set off with the white female in the passenger seat. It was a black Chevy sedan, Minnesota plate 903 Tango Papa Kilo, eastbound Larpenteur, time delay of about 6 minutes. Information in 2221.
All right, there you have it, up there on Larpenteur, rolling domestic, looking for the car. But dispatching, I'll tell you a funny story. I did have to dispatch for 6 months once. Back in the early 80s, there was a budget crisis, and Chief McCutcheon decided that he had to cut money similar to what Mayor Carter is proposing with the police department. But back then, the dispatchers worked for the police department.
Can you clear me from 7-1 call?
And so,
Start me a second call, same thing.
So Chief McCutcheon, God bless his soul, he just passed away about 2 months ago. He fired all the dispatchers and forced the sergeants, that was us, to go do the dispatching. Now, back in 81, it wasn't quite as complicated as it is today. And let me just say, those dispatchers that we have today, they do an awesome job. We're so dependent on them. We're very, very thankful for them keeping us safe, getting us the right information. They have to be able to type fast. They have to be able to think fast. And we're just very, very thankful for how professional that field has become. But back in the 80s, it wasn't like that. This is a true story. I'm actually driving by the old police department right now on 10th and Robert here. And back in the 80s, we had 2 dispatchers with lollipop microphones and 6 people with those old rotary phones, black phones, taking the calls. And so they would take the calls and they would fill out a little card, and the card would go on a little a little belt that would move, sort of like an escalator belt, but it would take the belt and it would move the card up to the dispatcher. And so they would fill it out with the call, the address, and then when it got to us, us being the sergeants that were dispatching, then we would read it and dispatch it to
31073 West, Sherburne Forbes Housing to recover a unoccupied stolen that was attempted to be recovered.
So the call would get to us, and this is back in the days where they allowed people to smoke. So half these injured cops that were working as telecommunicators would be smoking in the comm center, and we had to breathe their smoke, of course. But once in a while, they would, just for fun, they would light one of the cards on fire, and they'd put it on the little belt, and it would come up to us on fire. And they would yell just before it got to us. They'd say, "Got a hot call! Got a hot call!" And that was a little bit of their humor. But I got to tell you, I've been in this for 43 years. That was the toughest job I had, dispatching. And I'm just thankful I didn't have to do it. Eventually, McCutcheon resolved his budget issues, and we were able to go back to the street. But that was the toughest job I ever had. But truth be known, once in a while, people would put their feet up when late at night when it was slow, and their foot might get in way of the belt, and that would slow the cards. The cards would back up till somebody said, "Hey, get your foot off there! The calls are stacking up." And hard to believe. But times have changed. Now we have the most professional comm center, the highest equipment in the whole country. Right here, we merged all of Ramsey County together. Ramsey County used to have St. Paul, the Sheriff's Office. White Bear had its own dispatch center. Everybody had their own. So now we're coordinated.
Previously, the clerky routing is knocking at doors asking parties for things and making inappropriate comments.
All right, we're back up on Maryland. 35 in Maryland.
2226.
My apologies for how quiet it is.
Bravo 264 EOT. Have a good night, 2226.
You can clear this out GOA.
2227.
Even though it seems quiet to us in terms of, you know, what the kind of calls that you would like to go to, I mean, there's still almost all the cars are out on calls, just a wide variety of things. Some of them are on proactive police visit. It's called the PPV. They'll check out in an apartment complex. So we do have a number of calls stacked up. The domestic over on Rose.
1096 Rose Avenue East on a domestic homicide. Cheryl's son had assaulted her earlier, has a history of fleeing. He's currently sitting out back on the lawnmower.
Alright, so that's the domestic I was just referring to that's been sitting for a while.
Oil Transit, traffic southbound 61 in Roselawn.
Copy, 61 in Roselawn with Transit, 2228.
Hopefully I got the phone plugged in so the battery doesn't die tonight. Like the arcade. Looking over to the west side, I don't think we've been over there. I do get questions regularly about the difference in the police and the sheriff's office. I think we kind of went over that last night. It's on one of the earlier videos, but we have about 250 sworn deputies on the sheriff's office and another, 150 correctional officers, and then maybe 100 civilians. We have, a mixture, about 500 employees total.
Edmund, 30-year-old male in the backyard, extremely DK, comments of suicidal ideation. There's a shotgun in the house. 323 pulling up.
Copy, 2230.
I was saying again how many suicidal parties we've had. I don't really note them to you, but that was another one on a person in crisis over on Edmond, and just a lot of suicidal parties. Partly because of the economy, partly because of the COVID. Just been really tough.